Okay, what's up?
So hi Apoorv, it's good. How about you?
I am shooting a podcast right now, and a part of it. This is my second recording for the day and second recording for the podcast so far. Happy to have you. कोई टॉपिक नहीं है लाइक अब कल से मुझसे पूछ रहे होगे क्या व्हाट इज द टॉपिक क्यों कर रहे हैं रिकॉर्ड ब्रीफिंग दे दे थोड़ा बट एट द टॉप ऑफ माई हेड चलो लेट मी आस्क यू वन थिंग सो you're about 3-4 years older than I am. You're just above 30. Okay. So how does life at 30 look like? Matlab, how is it different from what it was in your early 20s? If you could tell me that.
So age is one thing, but as I have progressed in terms of number of experience, years of experience, and I've also progressed in terms of I'm married now. So there are a sense of responsibilities that kick in your mind that you start thinking about with every decisions you have to take them into considerations.
दो लोगों के लिए decision लेना है.
दो लोगों के लिए लेना है, and you also have to consider what you have now lesser number of years in your experience available for you, and you have to be mindful, thoughtful of what actions you are taking because you have goals and ambitions that you have to achieve at a certain age, and time is coming closer. So yes, with touching 30, you leave the scope of taking more risk. So even Alibaba's founder Jack Ma once said that 20 to 30 is the age when you make most of the mistakes, and post 30 you should identify at least where you should be and then grow in that role. So that journey has of experimentation has ceased now, and now I would want to progress where I am already, not experimenting a lot and focusing on my goals.
But is that a product of you being above 30? Yeah, is that a product of you getting married?
Yeah, so again, with age, these things have come along. Obviously marriage is a factor, but if I had not been married also, my goals and ambitions, if I have to reach there, I have to at some point in time I have to decide where I have to be. I cannot keep experimenting throughout my age. So once I decide, only then I can tread that path. But yes, marriage also adds to it. As you said, you have to think, you are not thinking about one person, you are thinking about two person. But understanding about you, are you in that zone where you are experimenting a lot with your life?
Yeah, so why I asked this question was कि मेरे अंदर I think वो, and most of people who are my age, like 25, right, 26, 27, I just turned 27 a month ago. तो I feel like मुझे हमेशा वो टाइमर रहता है मेरे सर पे कि फक मैं 3 साल में 30 होने वाला हूँ, मैं 2 साल में 30 होने वाला हूँ. तो as I just, मेरा ये जो बर्थडे हुआ, this was the most anxious. 27 seemed like a very serious age. कि क्या मैं जो करना चाहता हूँ लाइफ में कर पाया हूँ या नहीं, क्या मेरे पास एक्सपेरिमेंट करने का टाइम है या नहीं, same kind of things. That's why like speaking to you I now realize कि maybe मैं जो सोच रहा हूँ सही है. Life will only get more serious now. People will expect things from you. You'll have to be more responsible. So, but what is your advice to, let's say, somebody like me who's 4-5 years younger than you? कि how should I go about it? Should I have that thing on my head कि यार pressure कि मैं 3-4 साल में उस ability of risk taking मेरी नहीं रहने वाली, तो मैं अभी ये 3-4 साल मिल कर लूँ, पूरा struggle कर लूँ, हासिल कर लूँ, जो करना है कर लूँ, ये बाद में नहीं कर पाऊंगा, या फिर I should just take it easy because it doesn't really change things even after 30. What would you suggest? What would your suggestion?
Yeah, I would obviously not want to limit anyone after 30. Anyone is okay taking the risk, but my suggestion to the people who are still in their 20s, early 20s or mid 20s, it's the right time for them to experiment. Don't go after money. Don't go after a specific thing you want to work into. Don't be very closed about your approach. Be open-minded. See the things with a very open-mindedness, and experiment a lot. The experience that you'll gain from here is going to obviously compensate when you will be more confident in your 30s what you are doing, because some people, when they don't experiment in their 20s, they have their regrets in their 30s, and they tried doing these experiments after 30. Failing at that time has a higher cost versus the cost you pay at,
But why would you say that? क्यों ऐसा है कि failing has a higher cost?
because imagine a bachelor of 26 years old, like maybe someone similar to your persona. He wants to completely switch into from corporate life to say get into business. For 2 years straight, he has no revenue or cash flows coming into the business, and eventually he has to decide that he wants to go back to the corporate. Again, he takes a year to get settled into that position. Imagine that risk for a person who is in their mid 30s and who has people looking after him in terms of they are dependent on him, and it will be always difficult for him to take any extra risk, because he knows that if he is unsuccessful this time, there is someone also paying the cost along with him. So this way, in terms of your family members pay the cost because dependency is more at this age. Second could be you are more acceptable in corporates at an early age, but in mid 30s or early 30s.
ऐसा होता है?
Yeah, like people will not want a 8-year experience old to start in a fresher role, right? But it will be very awkward working
fresher, but let's say मतलब जैसे मैंने experience किया है कि मेरे पास about 4.5-5 years of work experience है. You probably have 8-9 years of work experience. तो मुझे switch करने में थोड़ा सा difficulty आती है. If I say that मुझे switch करना है, तो मेरे question आता है कि तुम्हारे पास ये 4 साल के work experience है. We probably can't give you that level of CTC that we would give to an 8-year-old work experience guy, even if he's from the same batch as I am from ISB. तो वो post MBA work experience ही सिर्फ important नहीं है, जो आपका पहले का भी है वो भी valuable है. तो अगर हम same position में apply कर रहे हैं, probably you will have a better chance, and rightly so, because you have more years of work experience. So then why would you say कि dude, have you faced it कि people are saying कि तू बहुत work experience वाला है, तुझे नहीं लूँगा मैं?
I think your context is different. You want to switch in a role that is banking on your experience. What if I go and say that I want to be a lawyer now? Will my experience count now?
No.
But at a 27 or 25 years of age, someone decides, being an engineer, he decides, I want to pursue my career elsewhere. I want to have my experience in finance. He'll have better acceptability, right? Because after 8 years of experience, I also look forward to a seniority level. I was coming from the point that अगर कोई 25 साल का he is into the market, वो एक बार के लिए फिर भी experiment कर सकता है in terms of changing his experience. Say engineer है, तो he can switch to being a lawyer if he feels like his talent is more aligned with being a lawyer. Or but again, if you see the same thing at the age of 31, 32, that person will not have the ability to take that kind of a risk. He cannot switch. तो अपने skills को, अपने talent को परखने के लिए you have to experiment a lot in your early 20s, so that you are aware about yourself, you have already made the mistakes, and then you are better prepared, having identified yourself, play with your strengths, and move ahead in your life.
What has your journey been like? Take a minute maybe to tell us who Siddhant Jain is. What is your background? What have you been up to throughout your 20s, 30s? Kya plan hai? What's your scene?
So I was dead serious becoming an engineer when I was in my early when I was 17 years of age. I wanted to do big in engineering field, and therefore I prepared a lot on competitive exams, entered one of the NITs, NIT Warangal, it's in South India. And there it was good as per my what I wanted. I was seeing what lot of tech people were bright coming across the India, and I got what the exposure I wanted. But when I switched to a role in analytics, that was in Novartis initially, uh, I start to get more interest on the business side. Uh, Given that yes, coding and logics attracts you.
From the beginning, Siddhant. From the beginning, let's start. Where are you from? Who कहाँ से? Like who?
अच्छा,
बच्चा कौन था? Siddhant as a kid, what did he want to do?
you want to make me nostalgic going
तो
back
scene
that
क्या है?
in
कहाँ
memory
से हो
lane.
आप? Where are you from?
So I'm from Jaipur. I'm born and brought up in Jaipur, and uh, I have started my life where I was so naughty that initially my parents struggled to put me in a school. You would not believe that I changed 5 schools before I got settled in one of these schools because I was so mischievous. I was so making other people uncomfortable that there were complaints, and my parents also had to reshuffle their choices of these schools. Eventually I got settled in one school, and I get interested in taking interest in academics. And initially it was more from a quiz point of view. I read a lot on geography from out of inquisitiveness and other historical things, and that gave me a opportunity to showcase myself in India's very popular quizzing competition called Bonvita Quiz Contest.
Oh, अच्छा.
So yes, in during my eighth standard, I contested.
You were on the TV. You were on TV.
Yeah. On Sony, we broadcasted, and Derek O'Brien was the quizmaster, and we represented the West Zone. That was Rajasthan, Gujarat, kind of a place. And though we did not win, but it this kind of achievements pulled me more into academics. Like when there's a sense of achievement, it pulls you into academics, and then there was never no stopping. I was always trying to stay ahead in my academics. I was also till here very much into sports. I have played multiple sports like basketball, badminton, table tennis, hockey, football. Uh, till that age, because I was not a person who could sit idle, and I wanted to do something or the other. But yes, after 8th standard or 9th standard, I got more focused into academics, and as you know, 11th, 12th, whoever is pursuing engineering, they undergo a rigorous coaching platform that India has, and just after your school, you have to go to coaching center. You don't get time for any extracurriculars. So my 11th and 12th was completely academics, and then I eventually was after completing my competitive exams, मेरा admission NIT वाराणसी में हुआ. So yes, this was a story before I entered into my graduation kind of a journey. And from there, as I was telling you कि जैसा मैं चाहता था वैसा हो गया. And I entered where I wanted to be. Science attracted me, maths attracted to me, and I was studying what I wanted. And it was all aligned to my goals until I entered into corporate sector. जो मेरा first role था Novartis में था, and it was analytics role. And analytics में यही होता है कि you churn out insights from data, and business people will take decision from it. And मुझे हमेशा ये चीज बहुत अच्छी लगती थी कि okay, the business is deriving value from data, and I need to understand what the business is. तभी मुझे समझ आएगा कि what data I need to work on, because if you don't have business knowledge, you cannot if you don't have a hypothesis, you cannot create a actionable insight from the data. So yes, that pulled me into business side. I understood that someday I'll have to do an MBA that will give me knowledge of the business, and I would want to be supporting businesses to grow in my future roles. This was the initial during my initial years of experience. This was something I was growing in my mind. एंड यस मैंने पहले कैट वैट लिखा, इतना सीरियस नहीं था. तो आई कुड गेट इनटू IIM विशाखापट्टनम, बट आई डिस्कस्ड कि will it be a good choice. Then people suggested me, no, give it another try. Based on your years of experience, ISB would suit you. And next year I gave GMAT and ended up in ISB. And yes, just before entering into ISB, there was a very big conflict. ISB was the biggest dream at that point in time for me, but because of COVID, I lost my mother like 10 days back, the date of joining, and I was in a conflict that I may not want to do it now. And then again, my family came with me a lot. They were very supportive at that point in time, because I was not at all in the zone that what I was all across so ambitious. मुझे वो नहीं चाहिए था उस point in time में. मेरी सारी priorities एकदम से change हो गई थी. And but my family came on to me, and they if they were not there with me and explained to me कि this was the thing that my mother would have also wanted me to do, and pursue my dreams as I wanted to. So I would not have gone for the program. And yes, after coming at ISB, I learned the business as I had wanted, and aligned with my concern. To keep this short, I'll not talk a lot about my ISB journey, but yes, I wanted to be into consulting, and then I made into Deloitte Consulting, and I've been there since 2.5 years now. And yes, I'm ready to take a next step, maybe growing into this role, what consulting also has in for me, but not in a very much a zone of experimentation at this point in time.
Got it. So one thing, I have a couple of questions. So firstly, you said that start में you said कि it's difficult to change careers at plus 30 अगर भी होता है तो, and as a fresher.
Right.
I've also heard from other people also. They've said कि consulting में especially they prefer people who are younger. Is that true?
Like yes, if you are joining in a junior position, and they prefer you at a younger age, that's because they want your learning age, where you are more receptive of what is around you and you learn a lot. They want at that point in time to capture the talent. Yes,
moldable hota hai.
Yeah, there can be other reasons.
Why would a person like you want to enter into consulting? Let's say at the age of 29, 30. Pehle you were working at, sorry I missed that. You were working before as you were working?
No artists. Their role was more close to analytics.
Correct. So why would you want to enter into consulting at this age? What's the value add for you? Because मुझे भी पता है, like बहुत लोग थे जो at the age of 30, 31 entered Bain McKinsey, Deloitte as well, consulting. And they were okay कि उनको बहुत ज़्यादा pay hike नहीं मिला. I'm guessing I'm a no artist, उनको already काफी अच्छी salary होगी. For a person like me, my increment was very big because I was working as an analyst in a consulting firm. So MBA gave me a good ROI. For a person like you, I think you would already have been at a very high salary even before your MBA in comparison to a person like me. So for you, what was the value add? कि मैं Deloitte में जाके fresher नहीं, but almost at a designation काम करूँगा जहाँ पे मेरे से younger हैं लोग. Is there a learning for a person like you there? Okay.
But my major motive of doing an MBA was to...
You would not have been able to get ahead of the corporate ladder unless you did an MBA.
Did my age factor was a deciding factor for me? No.